What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So the aftermath continues. I mean, I thought Xbox was having bad news with Redfall and all that stuff. Wow. Sony, they didn't fumble. They tripped and hit the ground and the ball popped out. Technically, that's a fumble. But, I mean, I guess they could say the ground caused a fumble. But my point is, the analogy is horrible. And, wow. Bungie. Wow. Bungie. I know that Sony is right now. They're like asking themselves, like, did we make a mistake by paying $3.8 billion for Bungie? Are they really the experts? I mean, you know, that's to be determined, but seems like The Last of Us Part 2 Factions, what was supposed to be their multiplayer, I'm gonna say it right now, it's probably canceled. They probably should just cancel it, because basically what they said was, yeah, it's not, we got work on it, we need more time. Meanwhile, they're taking people off of it to work on other stuff, which is never a good sign for your game. Regardless of what type of game it is, if people are getting off of it, that means they have to retool it and rework it. And that's what they said. They said, yeah, we're gonna reassess what the game is gonna be and stuff. Rumor is, and this is from Jeff Grubb and I think Jez or Tom Warren, one of the leakers, one of the guys who always got the news, or maybe it was your boy from Bloomberg. They said basically, Bungie saw the game and was like, nah, this ain't it. This, we don't see people wanting to play this for a long time. Nope. And the aftermath is, yeah, we're gonna move some people over here. We're gonna reassess what the game. Meanwhile, when did The Last of Us Part 2 come out? Like 5 years ago or something? Long time. And they still can't get a multiplayer? In 5 years? What happened to the skill, precision? What happened to the top tier production value of Naughty Dog? Seems like Naughty Dog can't do nothing. It seems like, oh, Last of Us Part 2 is released, PlayStation 5 version, blah, blah, blah. Neil Druckmann said, I want to make some movies and TV show, let's go. And he left them, he said, pew, right? And he's over here busy making a TV show, right? And they struggling over there on the multiplayer game, but he's oblivious. He's like, huh? What's the script say? I'm directing this one. This episode, I'm directing it. And like, we don't know what we're doing on this game. Don't worry about it. It's just multiplayer. You don't need me. Yeah, I already wrote you the story. If there is a story, who knows? This is not conducive of a well-managed situation or team. 5 years after the game was supposedly started, and nothing. They're basically redoing the game. They say, oh, we're gonna reassess it. We need more time. No, they scrapping what they were doing and they're redoing the game. That's what they're doing. And so I'm like, how isn't your boy Jim Ryan getting fired over this? Mismanagement. Sounds like mismanagement. It seems like the exact same thing that the ponies and donkey unicorns were screaming and crying about Phil Spencer. Oh, Halo Infinite was mismanaged. Oh, at least the game came out. And it was excellent. They just didn't have any content. The game is still good. It just doesn't have any content. And these days, you have to have, 2,000-3,000 people working on a game to have content that is expected. And that's the main theme of the video game industry today, is expectations. Now, people expect Xbox to fail or to be third place or whatever. That's fine. That's good to have low expectations, because when they pull out a banger, everybody's happy, right? Flip side, everybody expects Sony to be number one, to always have the best everything. the best games, the best console, the best showcases. Well, we know that is not the case because their last showcase was hot trash, garbage fire, dumpster fire, garbage fire. A lot of fires in there. Look, expectations, Aaron Greenberg always says, temper your expectations, right? And sometimes he plays with that, sometimes he does, and then they blow up the spot and like, oh, snap. The problem with Sony's situation, I mentioned this before, is that they have set the expectations of their fans. So they didn't even say anything. They're just like, yeah, we're having a showcase next week or something, whatever they announced it. And then they had the showcase. They didn't say anything in between. They didn't say, except I think Insomniac did tweet about, Spider-Man single player, you just swap between the characters. That's the only thing that they said, because the rumors were going around that it was gonna be multiplayer, so co-op or something. So they squashed that real quick, which was good. But the expectation of Sony is way higher for these fanboys and these donkey unicorns than they realize. Sony, just like Microsoft, just like Nintendo, are fallible. They can make hot trash garbage. You can't put Sony on this invincible pedestal, expect them to put out 9s and 10s every time. That's not how it works. And what's happening right now, specifically to Sony, is that they are realizing, they knew this before, but they're realizing how actually difficult it is to put out a games of service game. That's the main reason why they bought Bungie. But Bungie is not the prime example of how to make a games of service game. They just happen to have a game that is still around, but it is around because of the type of game that they make. Their little 30 seconds of gameplay fun, or whatever they call it, the gameplay loop, right? Oh, sorry. Ooh. And don't forget, Destiny launched horrible. It was a horrible launch, but they kept at it. Eventually you got good. Sea of Thieves launched horrible. They kept at it. Boom. Now it's like over 2.5 million. I forgot how many people congruently all the time playing. Cyberpunk 2077 launched horrible. Worked on it. Boom. It's good now. So the track record of Sony is that they don't do that. They like, oh yeah, game, it doesn't do well. 6 months, a year down the line, it's out of here. Cut. Where's Destruction All Stars? Did they do an update to that? Why aren't people talking about that? Is that game really dead? Or I can't remember if they killed that game already, but I'm just saying, if you have a game and it's not super performing, you keep at it, you find out what's the problem, why isn't it performing, can you fix it, can you help it perform, whatever. Like I said, Sea of Thieves, they saw what the game was when they launched it, but they knew what the game could be. And so they worked toward that. And it got to a place where, oh shoot, this is good now, let's go. Cyberpunk just had a bunch of technical issues. The game itself was kind of always there, you know what I mean? So that's on the tech side, but a lot of the times it's like features and stuff that they add. But like I said, the track record for Sony is not to do that. They stop, if they're wasting money on a project or a game, a long-term game, a games of service, they're gonna kill it. They haven't killed Gran Turismo because it's a legacy title. They don't kill those type of games. They just let it go until the next one comes out. And that's what they're gonna do with that. This is unprecedented. I've never seen Sony get hit. I mean, this is like 2006 all over again. Giant enemy crabs. Ridge Racer. This is what this is, except different because it wasn't just about the price and the console was just horrible. This is different because this is kind of there's a couple of different things happening, right? So it's connected to the showcase. I mean, even though this Bungie thing technically isn't, but it is, because we were supposed to see Last of Us Factions. That's what part 2 Factions this year. That's what Neil Druckmann said last year or whatever it was when he was promoting his show. And you look at the output of Naughty Dog, the fact that they cannot put out a games of service game. You look at what they showed at the showcase, a bunch of games of service games by a bunch of different studios, Jade Raymond being one of them, Haven. You look at the fact that they already canceled at least one of them. I forgot what it's called, Defiant, or I don't know what it was called. I think maybe 2. I'm not sure about that, but definitely one. I'm like, it seems like the walls are falling down around them at Sony headquarters. It seems like doom. It seems like gloom and doom, seriously, because I'm like, okay, their top tier studio made a game that Jeff Grubb said, paraphrasing of course, said looks like a studio's first games of service game, meaning they don't have the experience, which is true, and it wasn't good. It was their first attempt at a game and it wasn't good, and that's why they need more time, and that's why they're taking people off of the project to go work on other things, because they need to figure out what the game is. The same thing happened to the Rare game. What's it called? Everwild. They didn't know what the game was. They made these trailers and was like, oh, that's kind of cool with the giant salamander with the fish in the mouth. I don't know what the hell that is, but they couldn't figure out what that game was, and so they had to go back and figure it out. And a couple of games have come out subsequently since then that could lend to what type of game it could be. I was thinking about it earlier today and I totally forgot what the game was, but I have hopes for Everwild, but that's a whole different thing, because we're talking about Naughty Dog, the top, some would say one of the top, every fanboy, every pony in Dr. Unicorn would say one of the top, if not the top dev in Sony's bullpen, right? I would say it's a tie. It goes back and forth between Naughty Dog and Santa Monica. We're not even putting Insomniac in here because they have made the same game for years. Almost 10 years now they're making the same game. Literally making the same game. Spider-Man, same map, Jesus. How many times you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say they're gonna have a Spider-Man 4, same map. Make it bigger, sure, but it's the same map. Just add to it. That's how they're making these games so fast. Anyway, back to Bungie putting the hammer down on the Naughty Dogs. Wow. I would have never thought that Bungie, of all companies who don't have the best track record as far as multiplayer stuff right now, is putting the hammer down. Like, Sony's putting all this faith in Sony's opinion and expertise. Yet and still, look at what Destiny is. Look at what their multiplayer PvP offering is on Destiny. It's like, it's a ghost town. Nobody plays that, and if they do, they're playing it out of sympathy, or I don't know what they're doing. But that's not what people play. People are playing the raids. People are playing the quote-unquote single player. I don't even know that game is so weird, and I never got into it. I tried. I was like, I played like a demo or something, and I was like, this is kind of cool, but it's a glorified Bungie loop with dressings and stuff, with cool graphics. And the story, I have no idea. I just know that the Nathan Fillion robot is back. That's all I know. That's all I know. So I mean, look, Ponies, Donkey, Unicorn. I don't care what they're gonna say, because it doesn't matter, because they're deflecting. They're trying to. They're gonna be capping. It's all whatever. It doesn't matter. The facts are, Naughty Dog isn't as good as you think they are, because they can make one type of game, but if they were good, they could do a multi. Doesn't it seem like, multiplayer game, that's easy. Psh, we could do that. I guess it ain't that easy, because Bungie knows more than Naughty Dog as far as that. But here's one of my questions though. The first Factions was pretty good, I think, based on like people liked it. So what's the problem? Well, I guess the problem is that that was a long time ago. And now it's like, that's not what it is anymore. Why don't they just do a battle royale with factions? Why don't they just do that? That's popular. They could probably do something with that. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Man, look, I'm exhausted from smiling so much. That's it's so crazy. But let me know in the comments below. Is this gloom and doom? Is this like catastrophic for Sony when we're thinking about The Last of Us factions being basically canceled, indefinitely delayed, reworked, meaning they're gonna start the game over again, another 5 years, and you might see it if you're lucky. I don't even know what the problem is, but I want to get the details. I want somebody to do investigative reporting, go in there, do. I want to know what the deal exactly was. I want to see what Bungie saw. And they should put out a demo. Sony should put out a demo for the public. Say, look at this Last of Us 2 Factions beta, and get the consensus of the public, not just Bungie. I just want to see how bad it was. I mean, I guess Bungie knows some stuff. Are they the end-all be-all authority? I wouldn't say so, but I guess they have more experience than Naughty Dog, so there you go. But anyway, let me know in the comments below what do y'all think about this Naughty Dog delay tactic, constant cancellation, if you will. I think it's gonna be canceled. What do you think about Bungie calling the shots over there? Like, what? Is this a Bungie? Is Bungie calling all the shots now? What's going on? I mean, let me know. I appreciate y'all hanging out. And I'll see you on the next one. Till